Hello, welcome to WayPoint Survival. Today, I'd like to talk to you about Horace Kephart's top 10 camping secrets. Stay tuned. Horace Kephart was a successful outdoorsman and outdoor writer, not because he had read a lot of books or talked to a lot of people, or as in today's modern context, he watched a lot of YouTube videos. Horace Kephart was an expert because he actually went out and did the things he talked about. And we don't just mean a night or two every month or so, or once or twice a year. No, he moved into the Smoky Mountains, and for well over 2 decades, in the last part of his life, he lived among the mountain people, he learned their ways, he made many trips, both solo as well as with companions, over the mountains as well as in many other parts of the country. He was pretty well traveled. He wasn't just a country bumpkin. Highly educated, having been to several schools, including Yale, and once working for quite a few years at the prestigious St. Louis Mercantile Library. Horace Kephart was indeed an enigma. A man difficult to figure out, but a genius nonetheless. And after he moved into the Smoky Mountains and began to live there, first in a rude cabin, and then later on he did live in with some local people who boarded him, and then later on when he moved down into town. He had so much experience, and he was only about 10 minutes away from just picking up his pack, which hung on a peg on the wall, and he would leave and go out to fish and camp and hunt to his heart's content. So these 10 principles, these secrets that he developed, have been combed from much of his writings, and I've tried to condense and put together what I consider to be the most important. I think you're going to like them. Make sure and stay tuned. The first camping secret that Horace Kephart shares with us is that we should always travel light, but especially in emergencies. I know that Morris Kohansky said something like this several years ago, but Kephart said it perhaps as good, if not better. He said, carry more in your head than you do in your pack. He said that we should travel light because weight kills our comfort as well as our freedom. The lighter that your pack is, the more you have to rely on your skill, your knowledge, and your adaptation. These are the things which makes up a real woodsman anyway. Number 2, avoid needless multiples. When in doubt, cut weight, not essentials. For instance, every pot that you carry means another pot you have to wash. Kephart recommended using clean bark from a tree, for instance, in place of all of that extra cookware such as plates and things like that. Kephart's philosophy about woodcraft was more about comfort through simplicity. More gear does not necessarily mean more comfort. The real camper learns to do much with little. Number 3, use a checklist and pack methodically, and then stick to the list. Make sure that you do not add to it on an impulse. What you've left behind, you can generally do without. For Kephart, a list wasn't just for the sake of memory per se. It was a test of judgment, of discipline, and of the ability to distinguish between one's wants and one's needs. Number 4, choose durable, repairable materials, and always bring mending supplies. Kephart's point was that preparedness was not only about having the right tool, but also having the means with you to keep it in service. Number 5, don't try to copy town comforts. Fit your camp to the country at hand. A simple outfit, properly used, beats an elaborate outfit, but poorly handled. Kephart stated, the art of woodcraft is not in multiplying luxuries, but in doing without and yet being comfortable. Number 6, start the campfire as soon as you halt for the night. Having the proper bed of hot coals for cooking and hot water ready for your coffee or whatever else soups, dehydrated things you might be using are just a big time saver. For Kephart, the campfire was the center of camp life. To him, it wasn't just about the heat that it produced. It was about security, cooking, comfort, and the rhythm of woodcraft. Starting a fire promptly was the mark of an experienced woodsman. Number 7, never rely on luck. Skill and readiness decide outcomes. For Kephart, success, whether in starting a fire, in finding food, or hitting your mark, was all about skill, foresight, and readiness, not chance. Number 8, when you're bewildered or lost in the wilderness, don't panic, stop and sit. Don't run from anxiety. Kephart believed that self-control is the first law of the wilderness. A man who can master his nerves when bewildered is halfway to finding his way again. Number 9, don't press on after dark. If you have to bivouac for the night, do it intelligently and carefully. Kephart's camping philosophy was that prudence outweighs impatience. The woods are no place to gamble for a few more miles in the dark at night. Darkness hides dangers, but daylight gives safety as well as often revealing direction. And number 10, expect to go it alone sometimes. That is how woodcraft deepens. Kephart saw solitude in the woods not as a danger, but as the truest teacher. Self-reliance really is the essence of woodcraft, and solitude is how a camper truly learns and improves his skills. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed these top 10 camping secrets that Horace Kephart wrote about, and took a fair amount of research to boil it all down. There's a whole lot of things from his writings, and I'm sure there are other items and other elements that we could have picked out. If you have any other thoughts on it, make sure and put it down in the comments section below. I really would like to hear your thoughts on the matter. I know that a lot of you are Kephart fans. That's why you're watching this series. And if you're not, you need to read about Horace Kephart, one of the most amazing men who had so much to do with getting one of the best and most visited national parks in the United States up and running. So just an absolute giant of a man, not in stature, but certainly he casts a long shadow today. This is James Bender for WayPoint Survival. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also make sure and check out the links in the description box below, just under the More button. While you're down there, you'll find the link for the WayPoint Survival digital class. And this is where you can sign up to train in the comfort and convenience of your own backyard. The top 20 skills that we consider to be the most important from our Phase 1 Survival and Bushcraft class. You'll also find the link for waypointsurvival.com, and this is where you can sign up to take survival and bushcraft classes here in our beautiful training facility in Southern Ohio. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, make sure and press that bell button so that you can stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time.